If the military/president suddenly ordered a mandatory draft for all men aged 18 to 42, how do you think millennials and gens would respond? 1. It'd be pretty chaotic. Some people would push back right away, some would go along with it out of necessity, things would get messy. 2. If that happens, doctors in the US would have the chance to do the funniest thing. Suddenly finding most men 18 to 42 have bone spurs. 3. Millennials would be like suck my BLLS. 4. Red hats to the front of the line. 5. America has been able to maintain its empire abroad by minimizing the visibility and impact of its wars to the average person through the use of special forces and expensive air power that many other nations can't compete with. If an admin this historically unpopular tried to institute the draft, it would basically be asking for an overthrow of the US government. 6. Well, they did want to take the US back to the 50s. They should expect the reactions of the 60s. Massive protests mixed with a ton of draft dodging on conscientious objectors. The number of Quakers and the like will probably increase for religious objections. Vietnam had the government work hard to manufacture consent. Trump and his ilk are relying solely on the MAGA faithful, many of whom are starting to waver. 7. Oh no, my bone spurs. 8. It takes Congress to do this. The entire House of Representatives is running for re-election in November. There is not a chance of a draft unless the continental US is attacked. 9. Sit on my lawn with my shotgun. If I'm going to war, the battle will start right here. I'm not fighting for anything but my home and my life. Not some billionaire's offshore assets. 10. It would probably be similar to the 60s and 70s. Lots of compliance and dead kids. 11. As a 30-year-old man, let me tell you, my asthma just got worse. I'd also stop working out vigorously and get really f-king fat. 12. Fragging. That's what would happen. And who the FCK is going to accept being drafted into an illegal war by a draft-dodging, demented child rapist? It won't be like the last draft. It will be chaos, rebellion and a huge fight against our government, possibly a full revolution tbh. 13. I owe my country nothing. I'm not going to war for the benefit of a bunch of rich suits who would never do the same for us purely because of the piece of land I happen to be born on. 14. They'd be a long queue to get into Canada and Mexico. 15. So, sit at home in your parents' house underemployed and struggling to pay bills, or sit in a minimum security prison with 3 hots and a cot, while someone else pays your bills.